Before we begin the video, here's a little bit of a hot take. I think tier lists in video games are really stupid. Now, why do I say that? It's because I feel that tier lists basically tell people how to think. So people cannot form their own opinions anymore, and it takes away the ability to think for themselves. Their critical thinking abilities, so to speak. Here's a little bit of a visual example on what I mean. This is a tier list at pride1.gg, right? You see how this tier list is formatted. Of course, there's like single target blast, AoE, right? Okay, but this is an extremely simplistic way of showing if a character is good or not. If we hover over Don Hung, okay, it's like S+, right? But they don't exactly tell us why is it that it's S+. Now, here's the thing. I know that Pride1GG, if they click on the character and they like scroll, review, right? There's an explanation on why it's the tier that he's in, right? But people usually don't look on that. I mean, the average gamer usually just look at this extremely simplistic format of characters being graded by letters, and they only see these. They only see these S+, and then there's an at, and then these characters are fucking dog shit, right? I feel like these remove the feeling of agency that the average player has when building their team, right? Because they get told that these characters are, well, they must use these characters, and these characters are dog shit. Of course, there are people that use whatever character they want and then they build a team around them, and that's great. But I feel like for the average players, when they see tier lists like this, they just don't wanna think on their own and just follow whatever it is that's topping the tier list. So that was Honkai Star Rail. Here's an example from another game, a MOBA, League of Legends, right? That has tier lists. Let's see. LoL tier list. Let's say, for example, God tier, right? Top God tier. Okay. So let's see. Camille, right? She's a hard champion to play, and but she's topping the charts. When the average player who gets told to think how to think by a tier list play Camille just because she's God tier when they don't even know what they're doing, well, they're not gonna do very well. It's much better that they, let's see, the bottom tier, let's say they use Gwen. They know how to use Gwen very well, but Gwen is B tier. That means she's dog shit, right? So let's say you pick Gwen top, and then people see that she's not exactly topping the tier list. She is kind of like on the bottom, right? And then your teammates think you're trolling. They lose confidence in you. You get insulted, and worst of all, you get griefed because they think you're trying to lose the game just because you play a champion that's on the bottom of the tier list. Like I said, they tell the average player on how to think, and it's bad. Yeah, I think I've ranted enough. Let's start the video.
Yellow Trailblazers, welcome back to another Honkai Star Rail theory crafting video, and our very first Honkai Star Rail tier list video. So, as some of you all are aware, I am very much physically attracted to tier lists in anime mobile games. Like, not necessarily in a sexual way, but an intellectual way, as to me they represent an epic amalgamation of the grueling work you put into theory crafting each character individually.
I agree. I mean, tier lists are, well, they're not exactly easy to make, especially accurate tier lists, because they require effort from the theory crafters. That doesn't think that I feel like tier lists are dumb, and they're just there to tell people what to think, but they do require work to put together. Yes, I agree. And by the way, this Eango guy, it's better if you don't take what he says at face value, because he's kind of 50% trolling and 50% genuine.
Individually. There's just something about physically dragging each character to their appropriate power ranking that tickles my butthole, so obviously I just had to make a tier list of my own.
This guy's a comedic
Unfortunately,
genius.
The thing is, due to being busy with Dota 2, I just don't have the time, dedication, or drive to make a tier list of my own, so because of that, I will instead be tier listing other people's tier lists in this tier list. And
I
in
don't play
terms of the
Dota.
tier list I will be grading in this video, I just searched for Honkai Star Rail tier list and selected whatever YouTube happened to recommend me. The first tier list I found was from the well-known, highly regarded theory crafter Mtash. And
Wow, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Mtash is a theory crafter. Alright. A real elite one. Okay, yeah. Good joke. A real knee slapper, that one. Mtash is a theory crafter. No, he's just a fucking clown.
From Mtash. Unfortunately, he did drop the ball in a major way by making it a community voting tier list.
Disclaimer. This is a community tier list and it's based on votes.
The thing
Yeah, okay. See what he did there? A community tier list and based on votes. So he just said that it's not his tier list. So if people happen to disagree with his tier list, well, it's not his tier list. This is a community's tier list. So he can avoid responsibility. He can basically avoid accountability.
is, what Mtash is doing here is avoiding responsibility and
Thank you! Good lord! Great mind thinks alike, right? No, I'm just joking. Carry on.
instead giving himself plausible deniability.
Plausible
for
deniability, there we
placements
go.
In the tier list. So
That's the
now
word.
when I criticize how Bailu is far too high in this tier list, or QQ is far too low, Mtash can just say, well, that wasn't me who did that. And I guess he would be right in the technical sense. It wasn't him, it was the community. But I just find that highly irresponsible, as people come to theory
Removing
crafters
all
as the source of
accountability
truth,
from
and
this
not
guy.
just
Yeah,
to
this guy's a fucking
regurgitate
clown.
the dribble of the mindless masses. So while I do truly believe Mtash has the potential to produce a banger tier list, unfortunately, this ain't it, and I'm
No. Yeah, that's about
going
right.
to have to place this one into the D tier. Next tier list I found was from Mr. Pokey, who, to be fully transparent,
Yeah, Mr. Pokey, Mr. Pokey, well, if you want to believe any tier list, it's Mr. Pokey's, right? Because I saw basically his meteoric rise to fame, and it's really amazing what he does. This guy does some serious number crunching, and I'm seriously impressed with how much work he puts in. And if anyone's tier list is to be believed, it's this guy, because maths are maths. They produce numbers, data, and facts.
actually a massive aficionado of. He does Trailblazer analysis videos similar to me, but I honestly recommend you all watch his analysis on a Trailblazer before mine, as he just does a better job at giving a more elementary, condensed, easy to understand overview than I do. Like, think of it this way. Watching Mr. Pokey is like watching Naruto, and watching me is more like watching Legends of the Galactic Heroes.
Being a small brain myself, when I watch Mr. Pokey's video, my brain is just imploding because of just the sheer amount of numbers that he put out is absolutely insane. But kudos for effort. The guy's like really good.
Both Naruto and Legends of the Galactic Heroes are good anime, but one can be followed more mindlessly, whereas
look
the
at that.
other will require higher level of thinking to follow. My
Right,
point
yes,
is,
okay.
I just want to be clear that I came into this tier list being massively biased into agreeing with it, which is why it's with no pleasure that I have to inform you all that I ended up being not impressed with the tier list at all. I
Really?
had a couple gripes with it, but what really shocked me was Mr. Pokey's unexpectedly bad placement of Jimmy Young.
I do personally believe that Jing Yuan is worthy
Jin Yang, okay.
to be in the A tier.
A tier for Genghis Chungus is
Jing-
far too generous, and if any theory crafter knows this, it should be Mr. Pokey. For those
Oh my
unaware,
God.
Mr. Pokey destroyed Young Jing with his factually backed
gets
showcases and
progressively worse.
calculations. He really just showed Jing's need to be overhyped, and honestly was a big part on why I personally flipped my opinion on him as well. Like, honestly, the term destroy is not doing enough justice. Mr. Pokey humiliated Jimmy Kimmel, casting him down
Jimmy-
like a broken
right,
bird
okay, it gets
into the
progressively
loser's
worse.
pit of shame amidst an unceasing stream of ridicule and scorn that I have never witnessed a fictional anime mobile gaming character to undergo. Like, it got to the point where members of the Jing Yuan main subreddit
Uh-oh.
petitioned to ban Mr.
Uh-oh.
Pokey to
Okay, let's read this. Can someone start a petition to permaban him from his sub? Someone tag mods, please. That would be good. I'm really tired of the main sub because I wanna see information, cosplay, tips, guides, normal conversation. But I'm on the edge of unsubbing the main Reddit because every post is about how shitty Jingyuan, Himiko, etc. are. When someone shows a video about Mach 10, MOC 1002 cycle clears to tackle stupids, having copium and things like that, and this guy mostly responsible for the wealth video, which is so bad anyway, than his more toxic reaction video, and he comes here to be the victim, the martyr, explaining how and his community is innocent. I know it means something beyond saving, but at least I would like to see peace and chilling. Right, a safe space. So yes, I agree with you. Permanent would be a best solution. These are the terminally online and mentally ill people, which by which they need to have their opinions validated within every waking minute of their life. They always have to get their cock sucked and always have to be told that using Jing Yuan is a galaxy brain move. Yeah, these guys are pathetic. I mean, like, here's the thing, right? If you're really a Jing Yuan main, would you really care? Would you really care that Jing Yuan is factually bad? Do you really care about that? I mean, what I'm getting from here is that when you use a character, regardless of how bad it is, without needing validation, I think that's how you deserve to call yourself a main. Something like that, at least in my opinion.
protect their general from incurring more of his unmerciful wrath. Anyways, given all this, I think you all can understand why I just had higher expectations of Mr. Pokey to more appropriately rank Jimmy Von Eisburn on the tier list. So unfortunately,
Eisburn,
I'm
okay.
going to have to give this tier list a D ranking.
Alright,
Next tier
he's
list I
trolling, by the
found was a
way.
YouTube short by the theory crafter LOL Brando.
Luocha, easy S tier. Physical, Trailblazer, easy D tier. Welt, S tier. Clara, A tier.
And unfortunately, in the comment section,
This is what I mean. Like, this is the kind of tier list that I actively do not like, because there it is. It's very simplistic, and it's conditioning people on how to think by an extremely simplified manner, by just grading a character like S A B B, something like that, and not providing any sort of explanation. People people might see this and they think like, oh well, this is just facts, without actually knowing anything about the character except for the very arbitrary and very simplistic way of rating a character. It's a YouTube short.
For this tier list, multiple trailblazers are saying to not let this man cook, which is theory crafter terminology, meaning your tier list is dog shit. And I have to say, I do agree with these commenters. Lil Bro cannot properly make an anime mobile gaming tier list. This is an L tier list. This guy has no riz. Very L riz. Despacito. Ain't no way this is a theory crafter. Who let him cook? LOL Brando. More like L Brando. This tier list goes into the F tier. Next tier list.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna catch fire for saying this. But I think that the bigger creators for Honkai Star Rail really don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're fucking talking about. Their content are really, really boring. And they're basically just there to farm views and, AdSense. They are not interested in being right. They are not interested in being accurate. They're just there to farm the views. The smaller creators like Mr. Pokey are the one that's like carrying the community, because they actually provide factual information rather than clickbaits.
I found was from a theory crafter that goes by Gotcha Smack. So some of you all may remember that Gotcha Smack was the theory crafter whose HP % bleed build I endorsed a while back. However, the thing is, since then, it has come to my attention that actually attack % bleed is the far superior way at winning at this video game. A proud Latinx viewer of mine sent me undisputable proof that this was the case in a showcase, and I will be sure to link that in the description for you all to take a look at their showcase.
That's
Unfortunately, back then I was not able to correct the record as I was out camping when this was sent to me, and by the time I got back, Blade was no longer trending on YouTube search. So obviously I couldn't do anything to counteract the misinformation I spreaded. Anyways, my point is, I did come into this video already biased against Gotcha Smack as he caused me to spread misinformation, so I got even more annoyed at him when he started his tier list by committing a major logical fallacy.
Now, before we get into it, we gotta address a few things, because as you all may know, some people in this community validate their self-worth based off of purely subjective tier lists, and to those people I must say, you're going to get offended because your character isn't in a spot you wanted them to be in. I need you.
Yeah, that's another thing that tier list does. Validation. This is another reason why I think tier lists are stupid, and this just confirms it. Tier lists are just another form of validation. Because when you see your character, your favorite character, in the S tier, you just have an orgasm, basically. Because you got your opinion validated. Yeah, it's dumb.
You to grow the fuck up and stop being a beta male.
So here, Gotcha Smack is committing the classical logical fallacy of poisoning the well by claiming anyone who disagrees with him is a beta male. And it's like you're making a video on an anime mobile game, 95% of people watching will classify as beta males.
That's true. That's true. I mean, no big man alpha male hustle culture is gonna play a gacha game, am I right?
The only thing I can think of that is more beta than watching an anime mobile gaming video is making them. And as someone who is a low-T, lactose-intolerant beta male that makes anime mobile gaming videos, I just think this is a very cheap way of giving plausible deniability to any tier list placements I may disagree with. And the thing is, I actually didn't end up with disagreeing much at all with this tier list, which just annoys me even more, as now I'm unsure whether I'm scared of disagreeing due to an unknown insecurity I have of being such a beta male. Anyways, I think I will place this one into the D tier. Next tier list YouTube recommended me was from a theory crafter who goes by I Win to Lose Gaming. And the first thing I
Oh,
noticed
right,
was
right,
that
right.
this theory crafter is on a version 1.3 tier list, which implies they already made 4 tier lists, and honestly, that's kind of concerning. And at first I thought I Win to Lose Gamer was doing a YouTube meta play of spamming similar tier lists back to back due to it being good for YouTube search, but unfortunately that is not the case. The tier lists all vastly differ from one another. Like in the version 1.2 tier list, I Win to Lose Gamer has all these trailblazers in the A tier, but then in the version 1.3 tier list, he changes his mind completely and moves them all down to the B tier, which is just an unhinged, unevaluated, unreasonable, uneducated, and unmedicated change.
You know, Eango does this a lot. The series of he does is just hilarious. But as far as I know, tier list does change, but I'm not sure if it's changing that drastically. You know what? Forget it. I don't have an opinion on this.
Like, having your opinion be malleable is fine, but I have to be honest, you guys. There exists a fine line between being open-minded to let info into your brain versus being so open-minded that your brain falls out of your skull completely. And
Yeah, basically not thinking for yourself anymore. Basically just let whatever you read spoon feed you information, and then thinking of those informations as facts, and not even trying to do research on them.
unfortunately, I think we have a case of the latter here. So I'm going to have to put this one into the
I'm not
B
sure
tier.
about it.
Next tier list I found was
Because
again
I
from
do know
LOL
that tier
Brando,
list does
but this
change,
time he
but
ranks
maybe
the
not that
4-star
drastic.
trailblazers.
Shang, A tier. Natasha, also A tier. Dan Hung, S tier. Qing Chui, B tier.
And once again, the comment section has done you again, LOL Brando. They have done you again. Lil Bro got cooked in a major way. Very common, LOL Brando L. Ain't no way he made another tier list.
Yeah, a tier list that's in the form of YouTube Shorts. It's never gonna work. I said it before. It's never gonna work. It's never gonna work once, and it's never ever gonna work. And this guy just keeps making it. he just keep making it. You know, it's because it's good for the YouTube algorithm. Am I right?
It's Jover, Awari Doll, F tier. Next tier list I saw was one from the infamous theory crafter.
Fuck off, man. Jesus Christ. Why is this guy even here? Okay. Let's see.
And
Let's see what
given
he
how
got.
this tier list had the most views, I was expecting it to be the most researched and accurate one. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and actually the tier list isn't even completed yet when you watch the video. Instead, it's just 2 hours of Tectone enslaving other theory crafters to finish a tier list for him, and you can tell at a certain point they just start half-assing it. Like, near the beginning of the video, they spend a whole 10 minutes on Bailu to only overrate her in the A tier.
I should probably watch
is
that,
incredibly
but
fair.
I think I
A-tier
just
from
fall
Bailu
asleep.
is incredibly fair.
But when discussing a more worthwhile trailblazer in Servol, they only spend 10 seconds and still manage to spread massive misinformation and that.
So basically, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, they're really just there for the algorithm. Yes, they're putting tier lists. Putting tier lists not because of factual information, not because of their game knowledge, but they're okay, this is fair. Okay, all right, this goes here, this goes here. Yeah, just whatever, right? We're just here for the algorithm. That's why, like I said earlier this video, that big content creators are fucking dog shit. They don't know anything. They don't know anything, and they just put videos not caring if they're correct or not, because they want to be picked up by the algorithm and, you know, AdSense. So it's really the small content creators that are carrying the ship. All right.
Next up, we have Serval. High A, low B. Or a little bit low A, high B.
I haven't spent any time with her, to be
Cool.
fair.
Higher or lower than Jingyuan at E4?
Definitely lower than Jingyuan. Not even a question.
Yeah, lower than Junior.
This is cringe.
Are we sure, guys?
They have no idea what they're talking about!
I don't fucking know.
And honestly, it's not surprising this tier list ended up being a massive flop because there was just far too many opinions going in, so we couldn't get good resolutions. There's a reason why in the CN theory crafting communities, there is a frequently cited proverb that goes, "Too many Chinese theory crafters spoil the tier list."
Right,
And it seems this proverb holds true for non-Chinese theory crafters too, as I'm going to have to put this one into the D tier. The last tier list I will rate comes from the theory crafter Lily Aquina, and honestly, this tier list started off on very rocky footing.
Hi everyone, Lily here. Let's do something fun today.
The word fun just doesn't belong when discussing an
Tier
anime
list.
mobile gaming tier
Yes.
list. There is nothing fun
No.
about presenting a tier list, like at all. It is a
You know, except a Smash or Pass tier list, or any tier list that doesn't include gameplay, basically mechanics, damage numbers, or stuff like that. No, none of that. Just pure subjective, personal, fun tier list, like who would you smash, who is the prettiest, who is the most galaxy brain of them all. Yes, stuff like that.
terrifying, stressful experience. Like, if you want to have fun, do a bunch of weed or something. Don't go through the grueling hard work of making and presenting a tier list. That said, despite Lily Aquina's suggestion of fun concerning me at the start, the rest of the tier list ended up massively impressing me. There was a lot of high-level plays, but particularly Lily Aquina's recognition that the deranged hoe March 7th is superior to Lynx proved to me that she is on another level, as most theory crafters wrongly rank March 7th too low.
I personally pick March 7th over Lynx due to the fact that she fills another role that Lynx can't do. Shield Depleter.
And like, even the
Master
way
Duel
Lily
music.
Aquina goes about clearly outlining her tier list constraints at the start of her video, just
strictly talking about 4-star synergies with each other. A hybrid break team. Character within the same tier are in order from left to right. Okay, amazing unit, nearly irreplaceable, blah blah blah. Yeah, she seems to know what she's talking about, unlike other theory crafters. Oops.
shows that she is just on another intellectual wavelength compared to the rest of the theory crafters evaluated today.
The playstyle used as a basis for this tier list is
You're
Hybrid
right.
Break,
Yeah.
which puts heavy emphasis on perfect rotation creation, personal damage, and break damage.
And I got to be honest, I do think we are just seeing new ways trailblaze here at tier listing anime mobile games and just being on another level. So I do think that Lily Aquina is truly deserving of her own tier above the rest, and for that reason, I'm gonna put this tier list into the B tier.
Cool. I mean, okay. So basically, the only two people that I feel, not that I feel. I think we can all agree on this, that the only two people that is deserving of the not clown status and they actually know what they're talking about are Lily Aquina and Mr. Pokey. Because, well, Lily Aquina, you can kind of hear that she knows what she's talking about, like synergies, break teams, and Mr. Pokey just, presents facts by way of math, which just makes my brain implode, but, well, he sure does know what he's talking about. The rest of these are fucking clowns. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just big content creators. I know I'm repeating myself, but I am so sick of big content creators just trying to get into the algorithm without caring if they are actually right or not. Ugh. God. Oh. Okay. That's done. Cool. Yeah, that was a great video. That was a great video. This guy's like a comedic genius, right? He was consistently funny. Like I said, some parts he's just trolling, like putting Mr. Pokey on D tier because Mr. Pokey put Jing Juan on on a little bit high, a little bit on the high side on the tier list. That's why he put Mr. Pokey on D. That's like trolling. But the other ones, I do agree that they're fucking clowns. Except Lily Akina and Mr. Pokey. But yeah, a great video, and it's really, I think it's really reinforcing on what I said in the beginning on why I think tier lists are stupid. Because it's, well, first of all, it's pretty subjective and it varies, and there's not actually a lot of people who knows what they're talking about when they make a tier list. Just a very, very select few of small content creators that actually play the game and not just well, you know, basically full-time YouTubers just trying to make money through AdSense, right? But yeah, anyway, that was a bit of a fun video. A bit of a fun video about tier lists. Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with me that tier lists are stupid, or is it necessary? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Like if you like the video, and dislike if you dislike the video. And that's it for today. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.